Chapter 16. The Parliamentary System. In Bharat, the legislature frames the laws, the executive implements the laws, and the judiciary interprets them. The legislature is called the Parliament or the Sansad. Reasons for opting for the parliamentary system of government in Bharat. Being a British colony, Bharat was influenced by the British parliamentary system of governance. To give equal representation to the multiple religions and linguistic groups so that they could elect their representatives. The executive being responsible to the parliament reduces the chances of dictatorship. What is parliament? The Bharatiya Parliament consists of the President and the two houses of Parliament, the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. People would elect their representatives to the parliament, then one group from among these elected representatives forms the government. This group of representatives who elected by the people is called parliament. The parliament, which is made up of all representatives together, controls and guides the government. Our parliament enables citizens of Bharat to participate in decision-making and control the government, thus making it the most important symbol of Bharatiya democracy and a key feature of the constitution. Composition of Parliament. The Lok Sabha cannot have more than 552 members. Out of these, 530 members are elected from the states and 20 members are elected from the union territories, the Rajya Sabha, upper house, and the Lok Sabha, lower house. The members of the two houses are called Members of Parliament or MPs. President, he is the head of the state. He is not elected directly by the people but is chosen by an electoral college consisting of the elected members of the two houses of the Parliament and the state legislative assemblies. He is elected for a term of 5 years and can be re-elected for a second term. All government activities, all laws, major policy decisions, major appointments, international treaties and agreements are made in the name of the President. He is the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces of Bharat. The Rajya Sabha, it is called as the upper house also. Composition, it consists of 245 members. The President of Bharat nominates 12 members to the Rajya Sabha. The other members are indirectly elected by the members of the state legislative assemblies, MLAs, for a 6-year term. Eligibility. In order to become a member of the Rajya Sabha, a candidate must be a citizen of Bharat. Minimum 30 years of age. A candidate can be disqualified if he is of an unsound mind. He has acquired the citizenship of another country. He holds any office of profit under the government of Bharat or the government of any state. 33% of seat parliament are reserved for women. Term. The Rajya Sabha is a permanent body which through its members exercises a moderating influence on lawmaking processes. Each member is elected for a period of 6 years. 1/3 of its vacant seats biennially. The Vice President of Bharat is the official chairman of the Rajya Sabha. He is elected by the members of both houses of parliament. A deputy chairman, elected by the Rajya Sabha members from among themselves, presides in his absence. The Lok Sabha, it is known as the lower house or the house of the people. Composition. There are 545 members in this house. This house is made up the directly elected representatives of the people. The people, above the age of 18, have the right to vote to elect these members. Anyone who exceeds the age of 25 can be a candidate for the Lok Sabha election. They are elected for 5 years. These members belong to different political parties. Eligibility. In order to become a member of the Lok Sabha, a candidate must be a citizen of Bharat. Minimum 25 years of age. A candidate can be disqualified if he is of an unsound mind. He has acquired the citizenship of another country. He holds an office of profit under the government of Bharat or the government of any state. The term of the Lok Sabha is 5 years. However, the President may dissolve it before the completion of its term or extend it for a period of 1 year during the emergency. Lok Sabha cannot be dissolved as long as a party enjoys a majority in Parliament. Procedure for election: members of the Lok Sabha are elected through the general elections. After the elections, the leader of the party that wins the majority of seats in the Lok Sabha is invited by the President to form a government with the rest of the parties constituting the opposition. Elections take place every 5 years. Speaker: the newly elected members elect from among themselves a presiding officer known as the Speaker and a deputy Speaker. Generally, the Speaker is elected from the ruling party and Deputy Speaker from the opposition. J.V. Mavlankar was the first Speaker of the Lok Sabha. Role or function of the Parliament: the Parliament performs several functions. Some of them are: introduction of new laws, control over the executive, organ of information. Elections to the Parliament are held in a similar manner as they are for the state legislature. For this, the country is divided into numerous constituencies. Each of these constituencies elects one person to the Parliament. Once elected, these candidates become members of Parliament or MPs. These MPs together make up the Parliament. After the elections of the Parliament need to perform the following functions. Lawmaking: the Parliament can introduce new laws and change the old ones. A law is first introduced in the form of a bill. The Parliament can introduce new laws and change the old ones. A law is first introduced in the form of a bill. The Parliament passes two kinds of bills: a money bill, B, ordinary bill. A money bill: the proposal which relates to the finances of the country is known as a money bill. It can only be introduced in the Lok Sabha. After the Lok Sabha passes the bill, it is sent to the Rajya Sabha. The Rajya Sabha gets only 14 days to consider the bill. The bill is passed as the Lok Sabha, House of the People, has passed it already. The Rajya Sabha can only make recommendations. B. Ordinary bill: it can be introduced in either House of Parliament. The bill has to be passed by both houses separately. After follow some necessary process, the bill is sent to the second house where a similar process is followed. If the second house does not agree to the bill or it suggests changes to which the house of origin does not agree, or it does not act upon the bill for 6 months, a deadlock is created. A deadlock is a situation where no progress can be made. Since both houses have to agree to the bill according to the Constitution, the President calls a joint session of the houses. The Speaker of the Lok Sabha presides over the meeting and a joint decision is made. Once the bill has been passed by both the houses, it is sent to the President. When he signs the bill, it becomes a law. However, organ of information: the Parliament works as an organ of information. The information provided by the Parliament is truthful and precise. This information is collected not only through debates but also through the specific medium of questions to ministers. Thus, the Parliament is not just a lawmaking body, but also a multifunctional institution. Why do we need a Parliament? Our Constitution has adopted the Parliament system of government. The term parliamentary refers to a kind of people's representatives called Parliament. Parliament exercises supreme political authority on behalf of the people. For example, debating a bill usually refines it to a better form. While the government points out only its advantages, the opposition looks beyond the horizon and tries to foresee its undesirable side effects. Parliament acts like a sieve which lets through only fine granules for the nation, in the form of law. The Parliament not only makes new laws and changes but also abolishes existing laws. It also exercises a degree of control over those who run the government. The actions of government are debated and often criticized by Parliament, and these debates are brought to the public through media like newspapers, TV, and radio. By doing this, Parliament justifies its role of being the people's representative and keeps checks on the government. The Parliament passes the budget. In passing the budget, Parliament exercises control over the executive and its expenditure. It provides a platform for all the elected members to discuss public and national issues and sort them out in the best possible manner. Our Parliament also enables citizens of Bharat to participate in decision-making and control the government, thus making it the most important symbol of Bharatiya democracy and a key feature of the Constitution. Powers of the Parliament. Powers of the Parliament are divided into following ways. Legislative powers. All the legislative powers of the Union are vested in the Parliament. Parliament can make law on a subject of state list under special circumstances. It can make laws on any subject of the Union list and concurrent list. It can make amendments in the existing laws and can replace the existing law by a new law. Judicial powers. The Parliament performs some judicial functions also. It can remove the President, Vice President, judges of Supreme Court or the High Court by impeachment. Financial powers. Every year before the start of financial year, budget of the government is placed before the Parliament. The Parliament may pass the budget, may reduces the demand on any item and can even reject it. Electoral powers. Parliament enjoys some powers in respect of election. It takes part in the election of the President. Vice President of Bharat is elected by both houses of Parliament. Approval over declaration of emergency. President can declare emergency which comes into operation immediately. But it has to be sent to the Parliament for approval. Without Parliament's approval within the fixed period of 1 month in case of national emergency and 2 months in case of failure of constitutional machinery in a state or financial emergency, the emergency ceases to operate. Amendment in the Constitution. The Parliament also enjoys power of making amendment in the Constitution. Some clauses can be amended by simple majority, some by 2/3 majority. The President. The President of Bharat is the head of the state. He is elected by an electoral college which consists of the elected members of both the houses of Parliament and the legislative assemblies. He is elected for a term of 5 years and can be re-elected for a second term. Eligibility. In order to be elected President, the candidate must be a citizen of Bharat, minimum 35 years of age, not holding any office of profit under the central, state or local governments. Powers of the President. The powers of the President can be categorized as follows. Legislative powers. The President addresses the first joint session of Parliament after elections. The President has the power to summon or end the sessions of Parliament. He can dissolve Parliament on the advice of the Council of Ministers. No bill can become law until the President signs it. If the two houses fail to agree on a bill, the President can call a joint session to resolve the deadlock. The President can issue or promulgate ordinances when Parliament is not in session. Executive powers. The leader of the majority party as the Prime Minister. The President also appoints the Chief Justice of Bharat, the judges of the Supreme Court and High Courts, the governors of the states and all other high officials. As the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, the President appoints the chiefs of the 3 wings of the armed forces. Judicial power. 4. The President, on a mercy petition, can reduce the sentence of or grant pardon to any person sentenced by the civil or military courts. He can also pardon a death sentence. Financial powers. The annual budget is placed before the Parliament in the name of the President. No money bill can be introduced in the Parliament unless recommended by the President. In case of any unforeseen expenditure, the President can grant an advance from the contingency fund of Bharat. Military powers. The President is the supreme commander of the three forces of Bharat. He appoints the chiefs of the Army, Navy and the Air Force. He has the power to declare war and conclude peace. Emergency power. The President has certain special powers to deal with emergency situations. He can impose emergency if the constitutional machinery of a state breaks down, if there is a threat of the financial stability of the country, in case of an external aggression or an armed rebellion. When a state faces the breakdown of constitutional machinery, the President takes over the rule of the state. This is called President's rule. The Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers. In theory, the Prime Minister is selected by the President of Bharat. However, the usual norm is that the President invites the leader of the majority party in the Parliament to form the Council of Ministers. He is the link between the President and the legislature. President acts on the advice of the Prime Minister. He is also responsible for the effective functioning of the government. Council of Ministers. Eligibility. A person must be a member of either House of Parliament. However, a person who is not a member can be appointed for 6 months. But he has to obtain membership of other house during this time. Working of the Council of Ministers. The Prime Minister is the head of the Council of Ministers. The Council works under the Prime Minister as a team.